What if you could build your own Stream Deck with more power, more flexibility, and zero software? What I built is a StarkPad, a Linux-powered touchscreen macro pad with a full keyboard, touchpad, and up to 60 customizable macro buttons per app. And today I'm showing it off how it works, what makes it different, and how you can build one yourself. So let's dive right in. Hello everyone, my name is Jan. I'm a third year multimedia creative technology student in Belgium. So I've always been a bit inspired by Tony Stark, not about the tech the way he is, but just that he builds exactly what he needs from scratch. He does everything himself. And that is what drove me to create the StarkPad. It's a tool that I could shape entirely to my workflow with zero compromises. So, as you can see, I have the GitHub repo open and a little webcam showing the device itself. So, what is it actually? Well, it is a virtual keyboard for typing, a touchpad for mouse control, and a macro grid for any app. Right now, I have Figma, Blender, and Visual Studio Code in the configuration file, but you can change it however you like. So the tech behind this, I opted to use an Arduino UNO Q. It's a unique board with two brains, a Linux chip made by Qualcomm, and then the Arduino microcontroller. The smooth UI is made with LVGL. It is rendered on the Linux side, and it also runs a web server, so you can have the configuration done. But Linux cannot send keystrokes. It is not an HID, this board, so we had to connect another board. And for that, I built a protocol called the Serial Human Interface Device Protocol to bridge the gap. So the logic behind this is if I click a button, it will go from the Linux side to the microcontroller side via the built-in bridge of the Arduino. This will then send over serial connection to the RP2040 that I also do, that which has the ability to send keystrokes and mouse and media because it is an HID, and this is connected to the PC so I can do stuff. So if I press space on this page, it will go down, as you can see. Who would have thought? So how to build it? Well, it is actually not that difficult if you have all the code ready. Also, everything that I do, say, and explain is also found in the repository, which is linked below. So I have a nice little touchscreen. I got it from Waveshare. It's a 12.3-inch touchscreen with 10 points OLED. I chose this screen because it has approximately the same size as a 60% keyboard, which is the perfect size for a macro pad, which has lots of functionality and also not too big to be in the way everywhere. Also, as you can see, I have a little pen groove up here. This is for if you have a pen with a little touch thingy at the bottom, so you can use it on there and lay it here, but also use to house more electronics. This does not get warm at all because there is vents foreseen. You can also use a fan, but this is optional. So this is everything I use. Like I said, it has the Arduino Uno and an Seed Xiao RP2040, and this also has a hub connected with the Arduino Uno Q to power the screen and the touch inputs, because this screen had already a little board with HDMI at the back. So how we can build it is just follow the diagram as you can see it here in the repository, and also just follow the instructions. You just need to, on the MCU side of the Arduino, flash the software. You also need to flash the software on the little RP2040 and also clone the repositories to connect everything here. To take a bigger look at the full image, as you can see, the PC is only connected to the CRP2040, which is over RX and TX over serial connection to the Arduino UNO Q, and the outside power only powers the USB-C and the overview of via USB-C to the USB hub and to the screen. If we go back and scroll a bit deeper down, to get started, I did provide the bill of materials if you want to build the exact replica. Each little component that I made is in there. The total price that I got was around 300 euros, which is quite a lot, but I got it to build it myself, and now I would do lots of things differently, so it would not be this price. I will keep on working on this project to make it more nice. To quick start, a very simple thing is just to follow the instructions on the full installation manual I have, but you just need to clone LVGL and the LVGL Linux port and run it in SDL, and then clone this. After you did all of this and the full installation manual, everything should be up and running. You should also make sure that all the StarkPad config and C modules are in the correct place, and everything else is in the correct place. For further documentation over everything has a nice documentation installed. Then the quick demo on how I use it is fairly simple. If I go to the website, for example, for notes, I use Glyph Notes. It's just something I made myself. As you can see, it's not that special. It's just for quick notes. But I can type, hello, I am a student. And as you can see here on the top, there is word predictions. So student. And as you can see, it did not really work. This is because I have at the moment my keypad connected to a USB port, and for some reason when I use a normal USB it does not want to do it, but if I use USB-C into a Thunderbolt port it does it. But nonetheless we can type normally because it has quite good responsiveness, and as you can see I forgot the U, but student, that's not a word. Student, hello. So as you can see, this works. We also have the second layer. We can control media volumes like louder and quieter, as you can see on the bottom of my screen. Have the full numbers. The F keys are these other settings and things. The full everything. We can also have Figma open, so we need to close the keyboard and have the Figma hotkey. So if I go, for example, to Figma, as you can see, I can be like, oh, I need a frame. And then I click on desktop. And I have my desktop screen, but then I'm like, okay, I need to zoom to the selection. Perfect. And have a rectangle here. You can see I just click oval. And I click to change it to the color red, for example. Then, okay, no, this one needs to be on top. Just click the top button, which is fairly simple. I made this not because there are lots of power users of all kinds of software who know all the shortcuts on their keyboard just by heart and are very speedy. But there are people who are trying to start, for example, with Blender. I am not that 100% comfortable with Blender, so it's quite useful to have a nice little list of shortcuts here. Now let's go show the web configurator. It is a fairly simple piece of software. It is just vanilla HTML JavaScript. and a bit of CSS. It is not the prettiest, but it's functional. You start off with having the keyboard layout. You can choose this if you want. You can change the icon, the action, whatever it does. But you can also then go to categories and apps, say design, Figma, and we have our full design here. As you can see, the UI does not match the appearance of the physical keyboard itself, but this is configurable. Then if you go to appearance and settings, you here have everything. You can change the background to a different color, to the text color, the icon color, the environment color, which is the background of the key itself, and then the accent color, which is the little lines in between the keys, which you can clearly see here. You can also change the language from US. Right now, this is the only language here, but you can implement it into the difference, which is all linked in the configuration file. You can also choose to have your touchpad on the left. Right now it's here, but if you would like, you can take it on the left side if you're left-handed, and then it will just mirror on the other side, so you don't have your category columns here. They're also next to the keys to keep it simple. If you change anything, you just click Save Options and Apply, and as you can see, it has applied, and the next time you start up your device, it will be in action. So, if you're a designer, a developer, a streamer, an engineer, or whatever you might be, this is a nice little project that you can do. Every little file and thing is normally on this GitHub repository. It's fully open source, the firmware, the UI, the case, documentation. There's lots of documentation because I had lots of troubles finding stuff out. So if you build one, if you improve it, like tag me, show it to me, send it to me. You'll find a way to reach me. I wonder how the community reacts on all of this. You can make a fork of it, a pull request of anything, and I will look deeper into it. Oh, and a small little thing that I also added is a little clock, because when you're locked in, is the time a bit not that necessary. You just go with the flow. So thanks everyone for watching. If this sparks some ideas, hit a like, and I'll catch you on the next one.